You're 23. You live in a one-bedroom apartment in Amsterdam. The radiator clicks at night and never gets fully warm. You play guitar in two bands that pay you in beer. Your bank balance on the first of the month is 412 euros. Rent is 650. A friend tells you about the clinic over coffee. He says he has been going for 8 months. He says it is clean and professional. He says the money is real. He does not say how much until you ask. 50 euros per donation, sometimes 75 if they are running a profile priority. You do the math while he is still talking. Level 1. Intake. The clinic is on a quiet street near the university hospital. The waiting room has soft lighting and magazines from 3 months ago. You fill out 4 forms: medical history going back 2 generations, educational background, hobbies and interests, a personality questionnaire with no wrong answers. Or so they say. A nurse takes your blood. Another takes a second vial. A doctor sits across from you and speaks slowly about anonymity, about limits, about responsibility. He uses the phrase welfare of the child 11 times in 30 minutes. You count. He says your donations will help a maximum of 25 families. This is the legal limit, he says. This is to prevent complications. You nod, you sign. 2 weeks later, they call to say you have cleared the screening. No hereditary conditions, no genetic flags, excellent markers across the board. The nurse on the phone says you are an ideal profile. She says this in the same tone a hotel would use to confirm a reservation. You hang up and eat a bowl of instant noodles and feel, briefly, that you are good at something. Level 2. Routine. Tuesday mornings. That is when you go. You tell yourself you are helping people who cannot have what they want most. You tell yourself this on the tram and it does not feel like a lie. The staff know your name now. They offer you coffee in a paper cup. The room is the same room every time. The same faint smell of antiseptic and carpet. The same poster about confidentiality on the wall. You are in and out in 22 minutes. 50 euros lands in your account by Thursday. You buy groceries. You pay the electricity bill. Sometimes you put 20 aside and tell yourself this is savings. After 4 months, you are donating twice a week. The clinic asks if you can increase frequency. High demand, they say. Your profile is popular. You agree without asking what popular means. Level 3. Expansion. In your second year, a woman from a different clinic calls. She found your profile in a shared database. They are looking for donors with your characteristics. She asks if you would be willing to donate with them as well. You ask if this is allowed. She says each clinic operates its own records independently. She says there is no central registry. She does not say yes exactly. She says there is nothing preventing it. You start donating at 2 clinics. The second clinic is in Rotterdam. You take the train on Thursdays. It costs 19 euros each way. You make 112 euros net. This is better than the guitar. By the end of your third year, you are donating at 4 clinics. Netherlands, Belgium, a clinic in Copenhagen that found you through a fertility network. Each clinic has a file on you. Each file is complete. No file knows about the others. You are the only person alive who holds the full picture. You stop thinking about the picture. The money is now around 800 euros a month. You move to a larger apartment. The radiator works. You buy a better guitar. You keep playing in the bands. You tell people you do freelance work. This is not exactly a lie. Level 4. The first call. You're 27 when a woman from a donor welfare organization calls. She is professional in the way that suggests she has made this call before. She tells you they have identified 89 children across 4 countries who share your genetic profile. She says the word 89 slowly, as if giving you time to calculate. You do not say anything for several seconds. She asks if you are aware of how many clinics you are currently registered with. You tell her you are not sure of the exact number. This is the first time you have said something that is fully untrue. She asks you to stop donating immediately. She says the legal limit per donor is 25 families. She says 89 families is 3.5 times that limit. She says this calmly, without anger. The calm is harder to sit with than anger would have been. You agree to stop. You sign a letter. You mean it when you sign it. 11 weeks later, you donate at a new clinic in Antwerp that found you through a private fertility broker. They do not have you on any list. To them, you are simply a new donor with a clean profile and excellent markers. You are 30 euros richer by Friday. Level 5. What you build without knowing. The children are growing up. You do not know this in any concrete way. You know it abstractly, the way you know that somewhere it is raining. In the Netherlands, a boy turns 14 and asks his parents why his eyes are different color than theirs. They have been waiting for this question for 7 years. They tell him. He takes it calmly, they say later. He takes it so calmly that they do not realize he has simply moved the question inward. That same year, a girl in Rotterdam takes a DNA test. Her parents gave it to her for a birthday gift. The results show a half-sibling match, then 3 more, then 9. She shows her mother. Her mother calls the clinic. The clinic says they will look into it. The children find each other online. They make a group. At first, the group is 30 people, then 60, then 140. They range from 9 years old to 19. They live in 6 countries. Some of them are angry, some of them are searching. Some of them are simply curious in the way that teenagers are curious about where they come from. One of them is not curious. One of them just wants the number to stop growing. It does not stop. Level 6, the second call. You are 31. You have donated at 7 clinics across 4 countries. The woman from the welfare organization calls again. This time, she has a lawyer with her on the line. The number is now 214. She reads it without inflection. 214 children across 9 countries. The oldest is 16. The youngest was born 6 weeks ago. They have filed a formal complaint with the Dutch Health Authority. They are seeking a court injunction. They ask if you would like to make a voluntary statement. You say you will speak to your own lawyer. Your own lawyer tells you to stop donating immediately and say nothing further. You stop donating at 3 of the 7 clinics. You keep going to the other 4. The reasons you give yourself are complicated and, examined closely, do not hold together. Level 7. Courtroom. The courtroom is smaller than you expected. The plaintiffs are a group of donor-conceived individuals and their parents. Some of them are adults now. They sit on the left side of the room and do not look at you. One of them, a young woman in her early 20s, has your jawline. You notice this and then look at the table in front of you and keep looking at it. The judge reads from a prepared statement. She uses the word reckless. She uses the word deliberate. She issues a permanent ban. Your name will be entered into a European donor registry. No clinic in any participating country may accept a donation from you. Outside the courtroom, there are 3 journalists. One of them asks how many children you think you have. Your lawyer steps in front of you. You say nothing. You walk to the car. You sit in the passenger seat for a long time without speaking. The number, as of the filing date, is 551. You do not know the actual number. Nobody does. Level 8. What remains? You still play guitar. The bands broke up years ago, but you play alone in the apartment in the evenings. You do not think about the children all the time. You think about them the way you think about a door you may have left unlocked, intermittently, and then more than you want to. The half-sibling group is still growing. Every month, someone takes a DNA test and finds the group. They post an introduction. Some of them are 18 now. Some are starting university. Some are beginning relationships and asking their partners to take genetic tests before anything becomes serious. This is a sentence that would not have made sense 15 years ago. It makes complete sense now. You gave one interview 2 years after the court ruling. You said you were trying to help people. You said the clinics should have had better systems. You said you hoped the children could find what they were looking for. You did not say you were sorry. The journalist noted this but did not press it. There is currently no law in Europe that makes what you did a criminal offense. It's a civil matter. The court can tell you to stop. It cannot reach back into the years when you did not stop when asked. The law is still being written. The children are still being found. Somewhere tonight, a teenager in a city you may not remember visiting is opening an envelope. Inside is a DNA result. They are about to type a name into a search bar. They are about to find a group with 400 and something members. They will scroll through the faces for a long time. They will recognize something without being able to say exactly what it is. They will request to join. The number will go up by 1. The radiator in your apartment clicks. You turn the guitar over in your hands and do not play anything. You were 23 when you walked into that clinic on the quiet street near the university hospital. The waiting room had soft lighting. The magazines were 3 months old. You filled out 4 forms. You signed your name at the bottom of each one. You did not think much about it then. That is perhaps the most honest thing you can say. You did not think much about it. The clinics are still open. New donors walk through the doors every week. They fill out the same forms. They sign at the bottom. A nurse tells them they are an ideal profile. They drink coffee from a paper cup. They leave 22 minutes later. The system does not require you anymore. It never did. You were a number in a file. The file is closed. The system continues. Somewhere, a child is being born right now who will spend years looking for a face that matches theirs. They will find a group with too many members. They will understand slowly that they are one of very many. That the word family is doing a lot of work it was not designed to do. That the man who gave them half their DNA is playing guitar alone in an apartment and not thinking about them tonight. Not much, anyway. The half siblings have started organizing meetups. The first one was in Utrecht. 43 people showed up. They had rented a community hall. Someone brought food. Someone else brought a spreadsheet of confirmed matches. They stood around in groups of 3 and 4 and talked about what it felt like to meet someone who laughed like you do. Someone cried. Most people did not. Most people were simply there, looking at each other, trying to locate the word for what this is. There isn't a good word for it yet. The second meetup had 90 people. There are more planned. They do not invite you. You are not going to go. But the fact that they did not invite you sits somewhere you do not examine closely. One of the older ones, a woman now in her mid-20s, gave a short speech at the second meetup. She said she had spent a long time being angry and that the anger was understandable but exhausting. She said what she wanted now was not anger and not forgiveness. She said what she wanted was for the people who designed these systems to understand what they had built. The room was quiet when she said this. Not the quiet of agreement, the quiet of 100 people sitting with something that has no clean resolution. You were not in the room, but the speech was posted online. You watched it once at 2 in the morning. You watched it to the end. You closed the laptop and sat in the dark for a while. The radiator clicked. You went to bed. The fertility industry processed approximately 9 million IVF cycles globally last year. Sperm donation is a small fraction of that. Donor anonymous laws vary by country. In some places, donors can be identified when the child turns 18. In others, they cannot. In others, the law changed midway through and nobody is sure which rules apply to which child born in which year. The systems were not built to handle the scale of what came after. They were built for a different era, an era before DNA tests cost €80 and arrived in the post. You did not invent the system. You simply used it in ways it was not designed to prevent. This is the cleanest version of what happened. It is also the most self-serving. Both of these things are true at the same time. The apartment is quiet now. The guitar is on its stand in the corner. Outside, the city is the same city it has always been. Trams running, students cycling, a clinic on a quiet street near the university hospital, still open, still softly lit, still offering coffee in paper cups to men who are an ideal profile. The forms are the same forms. The signature line is at the bottom. Someone is signing it right now. The number, somewhere, is still going up.